Well, thanks again for everyone coming, both online and in person. It's really an honor to have our third user meeting, and as we continue to grow both in our user base and with this meeting, it's really just an exciting time for our software team to meet all of you, to talk more about how you as users are using the software, how can we improve in delivering functionality that makes your life better from a data management and processing standpoint. And today should be a great opportunity to hear how Invicro internal engineers use our software as well as our own customers. And so please treat this as like a workshop day where we can ask questions and have a fun time learning about each other's practices with the software. We thought it would be fun to start with a few updates. There certainly has been a lot of buzz around Invicro as a whole recently, given some recent changes, and we'll talk about them in a moment. But to start off, this year was pretty fun in the fact that we're now growing to over 200 laboratories using our software worldwide. And this year alone, we've added over 45 labs using our software. So it's just nice to see that the adoption continues to grow, and we get a lot of word-of-mouth referrals from our customers and truly appreciate that. So thank you, and you know, we hope to continue serving all of you across the globe. As a company, you may have seen the recent news that we acquired and joined forces with Imanova, our London colleagues now. And so all told, at Invicro, we're a little over 300 employees, which has been a fun journey from when a few of us started in the beginning when we were in a one-room shop right down the street from here. And we continue to have a lot of interesting and I think impactful strategic growth plans in the future. But as it stands right now, from a software standpoint, what makes it exciting for us is you don't just have access to our software developers and our application specialists, but really the entire Invicro family. So from our services business and our scientists that work through the CRO arm of our company to making those teams available to our software customers as well. I think it's a really fun dynamic that we can offer our customers. And that's grown us to have really a global presence. We have offices in the US, in Europe. We've expanded our relationship in Japan through a distributor, PrimeTech, that's very much has a scientific engineering DNA like Invicro. And we're excited about what that means in terms of how we can interact physically, you know, visiting customers in person, both US, Europe, and Asia Pacific. I think a lot of you were excited this year that we officially got out our IPAX 2.0 platform and rolled that out to all of you. That was, as most of you know, about a year-long process of refactoring and rebuilding our IPAX to update for not just current software trends and delivering content management capabilities, but really listening to how you as a user use IPAX, and we look forward to building off of that platform in the next few months and year. I think a really huge development this year, some of you may have been following, is VivoQuant went clinical with the acquisition of M&I last year, our continued focus to grow translationally in the CNS space, oncology space, other therapeutic areas. Our VivoQuant platform continues to be the bedrock internally for image processing, and with that we have developed more clinical functionality from visualization capabilities to analysis capabilities. And today you'll hear some of that from our speakers' talks, but certainly for groups that are not just focused on discovery-based work, but translational clinical work and work with clinical DICOM data, please speak to us today. We'd love to talk more about what that means from a VivoQuant standpoint. And then I thought it'd be nice to take a step back and just see over the last 12 months where our customers are trending. And you'll hear a lot of that from our talks, but probably the most significant growth has been the adoption of IPAX in a true cloud environment. AWS and other data providers continue to win over business from pharma, and we want to be right there with them in serving IPACs to be available in cloud secure environments for pharma and academic needs. This year also was a big year. We're excited for Dr. Dunn's talk on ultrasound data processing, but we see a lot of needs there to help support both the Visual Sonics family as well as we're getting now interest in clinical ultrasound data processing, and we'll continue to invest in that area. The other two areas, CFT stands for cryofluorescent tomography. So although VivoQuant is not a histology data viewing and analysis platform, it has been engineered to handle certain applications of histology data, and Rob Holt will be talking today about one of those applications that was developed originally at the Invicro lab and is now being disseminated through our EMIT colleagues. Matt Brevard's here today representing them. And then the other thing that's been a real growth over the last more than 12 months, but really the last 6 to 9 months, is access to our internal IT services group, our data sciences team, to work side by side with your IT and data sciences teams to augment what seems to be a shifting dynamic in pharma, especially, of access to IT resources. And so we continue to be there to support not just our software running, but how well it runs in IT architecture environments and overall data flows. So we'll continue to grow and expand those internal resources to meet the needs from a time resource standpoint that customers are asking of us. So very exciting times for us here at Invicro. So with joining forces with our London colleagues, we have upcoming some exciting news further in the clinic. This is really how we view the world and how we view our partnership with most of our customers, and that anywhere in this diagram we can work with you or engage on a scientific end to help further your research. And what's fun for us is, you know, if you look at this diagram from a services standpoint, all of the data, the management, the analytics, the reporting is all supported on the software that we use together, both internally and as customers. So again, what makes us unique as a company from a software standpoint is we're not just software developers, we're scientists that develop software, both for our internal needs as well as with our customers, and it's a really fun dynamic of how we work to meet the needs of internal groups and external groups and overlap and share those capabilities. So yesterday was a first. We had our first ever official VivoScript training. And you know, thank you for the ones in the room here today that were with us yesterday, and special call out to Rhonda and Gabe, TJ, and the other VQ team members, Fiona, Yannick, Wenhan, that put together an amazing session to help get more of our customers participating in the VivoScript platform, writing their own VivoScripts to batch automate processes and make their workflows more efficient. We received a lot of good feedback, both positive and constructive criticism to make the next session better, but it was a really good start, and I think this is going to be my favorite picture for a while, is all the certificates we handed out that I hope you put right on your desk next to your computer. I certainly will put mine next to my desk when I take the class. Really a proud day for the VivoScript community. A special call out to our Stanford colleagues. So we had a poster by Michelle James's lab, specifically led research from Emily Johnson on her use of VivoQuant for spinal cord and brain atlas work. And they won Best Poster at WMIC's Infection and Inflammation track. So I think from a community standpoint, we see more publications using our software, and certainly with awards that you win at conferences or just general publications, please let us know. I think we're going to try and do a better job of publicizing the great work of our users. So really great job by the Stanford group, and look forward to hearing more stories in work from our users. So enough listening to me. Let's get on to the reason why you're here, which is listen to our presenters. We have a full lineup, and thanks again for the speakers that volunteer their time to come here today. We'll start today's session with a presentation by our lead VQ developer, Gabe Tobin. So he'll present on VivoQuant's recent updates to in VivoQuant 3.5. And then another thing just for speakers, I forgot to tell you, we do have this obstacle here behind the podium, so please just be aware so we don't have any injuries. And then the other thing, Gabe, you come up, but the other thing that you'll hear today is after I introduce Gabe, we'll have the rest of our software team introduce the rest of the speakers. We think it'll be a fun way for you to get to know all the people behind the scenes. You know, you talk to TJ, Kira, Rhonda, and I a lot, but there's a huge team behind us that support the software. So most of them will be introducing the speakers, and hopefully that will promote some further get-to-know-you discussions outside during the networking sessions. So with that, Gabe,
thank you
excited for your talk.